Yeah, I guess that's my button. You're right, actually.
You ready?
Yeah, you guys are good. Look at these handsome boys going into their set. 2 pink and yellow characters on a really bright pastel stage. Doesn't this look nice? I know Qwins was really excited about getting into this set as we carpooled up together, also with Aura. He was talking about really wanting the opportunity to play this, and when me and Aura were almost not going to be able to come to this tournament, I know he was pretty upset. He's like, no, you have to come. I have to beat you. So this is an exciting time for them to get to play. Qwins is looking to get some chances, some good opportunities for wins. I know sometimes he's in Eugene and he feels, hey, I'm stuck here playing Goblet Wadebird, who's ranked. I'm stuck here playing Seraph, who's unranked but obviously a formidable foe. He's stuck there playing Miro, who's a very talented Chief player. And Hurricane, a Fox player who's been improving at a pretty good rate, and he's getting recognized for that. But Qwins is thinking, you know, I want a chance to play. I want a chance to play these people. I want a chance to play against Check's Whisper. I want a chance to beat that Sheik guy. I want to get a chance to beat that Decoze. And of course, he wants to beat Aura. I think he feels pretty good about the matchup. That may be why. He's had other good wins, such as Anchovy, and I believe he's beaten Mustache Massacre before. While Aura has such other amazing pink Samus wins as Hugs. And I can't think of another Samus player he's beaten, but beating Hugs is a pretty good look. Aura, of course, has had a very strong year so far, with really strong showings at things such as the Mango, Don't Park on the Grass, and of course Battle of BC3. Getting top 100 wins, usually multiple at each one of those events. I know currently he's not probably too worried about this matchup himself, although I know he respects Qwins' play a lot. But he's really gunning out there for the win against EGTV's very own Fat Goku. Last weekend at local, he took the first 2 games of the best of 5 during Grands, ended up dropping it, getting a reverse 3-0. But he's getting closer and closer. Aura's really the only consistent player in Oregon that gets a game in Fat Goku pretty much every set they play at least. Sometimes even going, getting 2 games, going to game 5, going to game 4. Last summer when we had our series at Vault, I remember seeing a lot of times where we would say Aura versus Fat Goku. It was pretty frequent. Ooh, and up air is just not going to close it there. I know he wanted to continue it and keep the combo going. But he might have been close enough to close it out with an air, maybe a back air or something. That was a really amazingly based backer. All the movement that led up to that was really strong as well. Qwins is making a strong case looking like, hey, maybe I have a chance to close this first game, right? I want to take games against you if I want to take this set. Another really well-placed move from Qwins. That up tilt was really strong. And he seems to be leading in really strong, actually. He has a lot of great calls. In case you weren't already aware or can't tell just from watching, Qwins has an incredibly gigantic brain. However, FD is going to be a different kind of struggle against Peach. Qwins has a mountain to climb for this particular game. I thought this was probably going to be a really big struggle for Qwins. He's holding it really well here. He's handling turnips pretty well, and he's avoiding a lot of these big hits. Even that down smash at this percentage could have been way more catastrophic and led to a worse edge guard, but this situation is like pretty doable. However, he is doing some things, he's being a little ambitious with some of his follow-ups, where even some of these reads he's being punished a little harder than maybe you want to see for trying to go with the read. And when he's stuck in the corner, he's just getting limited a bit. Oh, that was very good. He even snuck in one little up air there just to try to get it. You barely even see it starting up. Aura does close up the stock though. Makes it pretty close. We had a 49% deficit. And then he gets a stitch. Gonna try to use it for this edge guard. Make something more out of it. Still didn't drop it from these hits. Yeah, he's still holding on to it. He doesn't have a lot of throw room on it though. But he did end up keeping it from that. He's gonna look for some sort of tech chase, but he ended up losing it. A great shield poke nair. The cross up there was really tight. You could see right there, Qwins wave dash into stage there, trying to catch if he rolled or tech rolled, just in case. While still kind of covering the space by reaction if he moved in. That's one of those things that you just don't see like lower level players, like planning for the, I think you're going to do this, and if you don't, I want to react to the situation. That's like one of the first things you'll notice just as players get better. Those kind of situations become more ingrained in their movement. They become forced. And Aura takes a stock lead on this one. He has a huge percentage though, and Samus can close this out with a lot of moves. A well-placed back air, a nair is the next word I was looking for, and that's what we actually saw. And with a charge shot, this 51% deficit that he takes is probably not that big of a deal. He blows it, probably looking for like a low percentage hit, gets a percentage and then maybe move in and take that space. I can see. Now, one of the scary things against like Peach with your FBs like that is that she can actually land and punish you for them. There's some characters that can't really get away with that, but Peach is going to be able to pretty consistently. Ooh, good forward smash there. All of Qwins' movement seems very, very intentional here. It's a little sporadic, but I think it's trying to be tricky. Ooh, Aura going for kind of an ambitious Z-drop turnip there as he went down to grab ledge, just in case Qwins tethered and went low right there. Being very patient, looking for the turnip opening, but Qwins so immediately was ready with that nair to cover it, knowing that it would hit the turnip. Using that nair super, super efficiently. He ends up losing the stock though, and not even getting any extra percentage while trying to get back into stage there. This is still super doable with a 97% situation on Peach. And now, coincidentally, after talking about all these upbeats from Qwins, we actually see Aura coming in with an up B at a shield into stage to try to like shove Qwins away. Another great grab from Qwins. Not going to lead to a kill though. That's an air, definitely a wiggle out air dodge situation. Or recognized it, got away with it. And Qwins is definitely looking for a move to kill here, but isn't connecting quite where he needs him. I feel like sometimes he's like fishing for the nair, and sometimes he's like looking a little too hard to combo something to be too tricky. Even there, you can see that movement was leading something to be like really tricky, but ended up not really getting a whole lot of it. Beautiful, power shield dash attack. Qwins is still definitely keeping this competitive. That charge shot was just kind of helpful, but I don't think he was banking on it. I don't think it would have given you a whole lot for hitting it, but it's the idea that if I hit it now while it's still low percentage, I can maybe turn something into it. But it's in a rough spot. High percentage. Off stage against Peach already, but it's still totally doable if you find a big opening. Found a lot of percentage, which is really good. Oh wow, that was a really Qwins has been making a lot of ambitious up Bs, and sometimes they pay off like none other. Sometimes they're definitely getting punished though. Chooses not to really take a lot of stage control with that opportunity. That's going to kill with an up air. Wow, really tight game so far. As that grew closer and closer, I thought it was looking very hopeful for Qwins to try to get it. Aura reacted to all of those situations really cool-headed though, and never got overly ambitious. So I think that's one of the defining things here. Is Qwins is making huge moves. As kind of the underdog of the set, you expect to see those sort of risks be taken if you actually want to win it, right? Aura gets to say, I get to stay cool. I get to just use what I'm already doing to push my advantage, to push my strengths. And with a little luck from Stitch Faces, sometimes that's huge. Didn't actually find it though, luckily. I'm sure Qwins is thinking, thank you, I really needed that not to happen. It's like the first time we've seen Qwins do a rolling like that. It was a good mix-up. It did end up getting punished, but maybe not as hard as something else if it was red though. We see Qwins doing a lot of ledge mix-up this game. Unfortunately, Aura seems really prepared for them. They're not super paying off yet. I see the ideas that Qwins is thinking, you know what, I'm probably going to start getting called out soon for a lot of my ledge choices. I need to start mixing them up. I think that's right. Unfortunately, I think Aura was also thinking, I think now, right about now is when you want to start mixing those things up. So Pokemon Stadium is going to see us, transformations or not, leading into really scary missile setups from Samus. Samus' ability to drop from platforms and lead those into missile opportunities can be really scary. She can fall off of them, she can rise onto them, and basically no matter what, these platforms are such a good height for Samus to make nasty things happen to Spaceys. Peach is, unfortunately for Qwins, living up to these 200% margins though. Unless these big Samus moves like F Smash, back air, and like charge shots are going to connect, not a lot's going to happen. These missiles are only super scary at certain percentage ranges. And Qwins needs to find those positions and figure out which missiles are going to be really efficient against Aura. Aura's not overcommitting a lot when those missile opportunities are still there. Another good up B from Qwins, choosing not to land on the platform. And then mixing it up and getting punished for that one. We haven't seen a double up B like that really though, so I think the mix up was a strong idea. Aura's not finding a lot of openings from these descending downers he's doing. He's floating with a turnip, looking to descend with a downer or mix up with a turnip throws. If Qwins is giving up the space, Aura is trying to take advantage of that. Ooh, there's no jump here. We saw that air dodge into stage. Oh my gosh. Qwins' shield mix-ups are so tight and so scary, but they're not usually leading to openings. Aura is really aware. And unfortunately, as Samus, you don't really have a fast enough grab to really threaten the standing shield option. Oh, that's a lot of percentage off something that Qwins did not want to see happen. And good DI from Aura makes another stock go up to at least 142% so far, and a good charge shot. And shout out to Qwins being left at 69%. You can never ignore that percentage. These 100% plus situations for Samus off stage against Peach with nothing are really scary. Because now you have to really respect Peach using crouch cancel options when you're coming into stage. Oh, nice. That's the kind of charge shot that we've seen Qwins go for a couple of times now, thinking, I just want to get back into the stage, get some high percentage, and make something happen with it. Ooh, I really like that setup. Unfortunately, it didn't quite connect. Aura's incredibly patient with Qwins making those recoveries, knowing that there's a certain area you have to come into that Peach just wants to say, once you're in that area, I will try to punish you for it. Until then, I will sit here and I'll hang out. Oh, a really well-placed spot dodge. However, Peach is not the only one who's going to be living for a long time on this stage. We're also going to see Samus living up to these 170% areas somehow.
Buddy, you're like one, right?
That was a long set.
Fucking Samus.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're telling me?
Yeah.
These stocks are going to like 200% every time. Yeah. No one's camping. We're the last 3 minutes. I know. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, that was a long set. It's like, oh yeah, Samus. Like, yeah, they really do live. I might be complaining about the time it takes to get a Peach Samus set to go underway, but it's still very good. No complaints about the length being taken. This is definitely one of those matchups that comes up a lot when people are talking about stalling rules or like timer changes. That these characters aren't even camping, but this is one of those matchups that really just takes that time. And in kind of an unfortunate end there, Aura does close out game 3 here, making it a 2-1 favor. So if Qwins wants to win the set, he is going to have to win another one of Peach's strong counter picks. Choose to go back to Yoshi's. Okay. And the players did recognize, say, hey, Qwins already won on this stage, but Aura is fine with going back. So if anybody's thinking that, hey, you can't go back to your Qwins, no, you can. Aura says it's okay. Interesting that Qwins actually opted to not go back to Pokemon. I don't think that the stage was really what was going wrong for Qwins there, but Qwins might be thinking, you know what? I wasn't taking space most efficiently, right? That wasn't like my strong suit of the set. So maybe this isn't the best plan. Maybe something about recovery was not as strong. I thought Qwins' recovery was pretty decent at the beginning of the second game, or third game. It looked like Qwins maybe was getting read a little bit because he was trying some unique mix-ups that weren't paying off. But I don't think that what was happening on the first game in Yoshi's, or even the second game on the first Aura counterpick, were looking like they were really particularly like going wrong because of the edge guard scenarios. Obviously, Qwins might be finding some earlier kills on Peach on this stage. Samus' kill power is pretty high here. Missiles are a little bit more efficient off stage. And Peach obviously has the same advantages, but I don't know about quite in the same way. A lot of it's based off of these edge guards or these kind of trapping them middle edge situations. I will say with all of my comments about not knowing if I agree with this repeated counter pick or any thoughts about it, Aura's starting pretty strong. This is the strongest it seemed like Aura's had like a momentous lead so far. And that could still all shift in like one interaction. Yeah, even right there, we see Qwins catching it pretty tight with just one pretty strong combo here. And he keeps shoving Aura off of the stage. A grab, no follow-up. To a great dash back F smash. Great showing there. It always looks like these floaties are just about to die doing that, and they don't quite. Oh, amazing movement for Qwins. I can't say enough that Qwins' really strong intentional movement mix-ups are definitely the scariest thing about this game so far. You see them happening, and you can feel how tense they are, wondering, is this one going to pay off? Because a lot of time, Aura stays in shield, or he makes just the right movement when he needs it, knowing when it's safe to move out. When they work, though, they look incredibly good. I will say, when they don't work, it's usually not like Qwins is getting punished for the attempts. It's just that Aura is getting a roll out, or he's finding to leave shield when he needs to, and it's just not paying off. You actually see a couple of flubs there from both players. Kind of interesting they happened at the same time. Or I had that accidental side B into stage instead of grabbing a turnip, and then simultaneously Qwins had a no missile come out on the platform drop. Ooh, that was a great nair from Aura. You saw the drift really, really well on where that was placed from Qwins. I decided to cover underneath it. These missiles are definitely threatening on stage, but they haven't really closed out yet. We've seen the charge shot in a few situations pay off. I think we saw one missile for an edge guard, but we haven't seen a whole lot. Oh no. This is the game where the flubs are coming out, unfortunately. If Qwins wants to win it, he has to stay more composed. Aura is kind of running with the same game plan. We haven't really seen a lot of major changes. We are seeing spot dodges in some unique places sometimes, and maybe Aura's recognizing when those callouts need to be there. Great recognition from Aura there again. These grabs are getting less and less successful. And a great charge shot. We go to game 5 between these two spectacular players. I'm excited to see it. And we have Aura's counter pick. If anyone's in here watching this great Oregon Melee, I hope you're having a good time. It's a great set.
I think I also watched the set between TSM and Qwins.
Yes, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was nice.
The Kiana game.
Yeah, dude, they went off. Cody Summit thing.
Yeah.
So as this game gets started off, I know it's tense. I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of what's going on here. This is the first time I've ever been in a room with Melee players where they're talking about how much that they actually like League of Legends. I've never heard it before. We have Sirth sitting behind Qwins. You might barely be able to see him. He's like watching their set intently. He has no emotion on him, but I really hope his attitude is something on the lines of, I really hope that my good friend Qwins can close out this set. It'll be huge for him. Sirth and Qwins travel stuff a lot. They're big homies. I pretty much always see them together. They come to my house tournament months ago.
Yeah, Six is really good. Biofrost is really good support.
Ooh, oh, unfortunate. I thought such a smart, like low recovery there, but it ended up getting a little flub. This is still not a horrible position for Qwins. 100% on Peach is probably not like a single hit confirm or like even a 2-hit, but something really strong or really well placed up smash near the ledge could still do it. It's not the worst situation to be in. But Aura is absolutely tacking on percentage here. 56, and we just saw the first hit connect from Qwins for the stock. Wow, I backed up. I had to really think about that one. Like, whoa, wow, nice opening there. Really waited, used a lot of movement to let the shield decay, and then found a shield poke with a really strong. Oh my gosh, is there a smarter player in Oregon than Qwins? These are crazy. Aura is still doing a lot of these descending back airs, looking to find openings on Qwins, and they haven't quite happened. There's another one. Pushed him off platform. Qwins is recognizing really good positions to tilt his shield so he can actually fall off of platforms. He's opted for less shield drops from them connecting because he's trying to avoid getting caught if he shield drops and getting a down smash after an L-cancelled back air into something else. Or closes on stock that wasn't up there, actually. I think I've seen it in the past where Aura actually uses... Actually killed, okay. I think both players were a little surprised. I've seen situations where when Aura starts doing a lot of mix-ups, he actually stops like looking for falling moves and starts looking for falling up airs and like mix-up kill moves, right, off of his combos. We saw that in the second game. It was actually how it ended up, I think. He got an up air kill. One of those stocks in the second game was an up air kill, I remember. And it was like an interesting mix-up at the time. But now we see it happening here again. Like, this is the mix-up that Aura has been waiting for to put into his gameplay. And it might start being really efficient, or he might, and now using it to like say, hey, I want to threaten this so you don't cover something. Was that two Mr. Saturns, like, pretty much within a few pulls of each other? That's crazy.
It was like at 4 in the morning. I stayed all night to watch
Vietnam or whatever.
Yeah, I was so sad.
But they got pretty, yeah, after they beat the Chinese team, it was like, oh, look at that.
Qwins just really hold on to the stock. He wants to make something happen. At bare minimum, he wants to get back up to that plus 100% area where he can still close it out. But it's not going to be able to, even with pretty good DI. Qwins is on his winner's bracket in stock. He's either has to take 2 stocks with this one, and it's not impossible. He's already got an edge guard situation. He has up to 100+%. Still very, very doable. And he's looking for missiles, and he's looking for charge shots to maybe make something happen here. He really wants to not let these turrets start connecting on him. He wants to get as little percentage as possible, of course. And we see a Stitch Face coming in for Aura at this opportunity. Didn't lead to a kill or anything, but that extra percentage from a strong Stitch Face is still brutal. That's the 3rd Stitch Face per set, of course, too. We're starting to see Qwins is breaking down just a little bit here. We see a lot of really greedy moves. We now see Peach enter that percentage where it's, hey, if I get hit, I might die. And we see Qwins really wanting to make it happen. This is about the time where I start expecting to see Samus's to play a little bit more defensively. So they want to say, I want to close this stock right now so bad. I need this to end here. But I'm sure Aura's aware of that too, and he's obviously had great sets against Samus players in the past, beating some pretty strong Samus players. He's going to probably be familiar with what to look for. He does find the down smash though. He has to go into the stock with just under 100%. On Team Lane, you can either think that this is a really good opportunity or a really poor opportunity. Ooh. Couldn't tell if that was a tech or not, but either way, great DI, get to ledge, get to act quickly. You have to be really scared of Peach right here. Her crouch cancel opportunities are scary. And we see the 4th Stitch Face using a charge shot to make sure that Stitch Face can't connect. It's sad, but you know you have to do something. And Nair won't make it happen, because when you Nair a Stitch Face, it doesn't bounce away, it bounces in place. So you can still get hit. So that wasn't, it didn't seem like that was like the craziest, smartest play, but it was incredibly smart. Ooh, he got so lucky there, because that up B was totally punishable. He might still live this forward air, and he does.
It's like Trinamir. Like, way better.
Oh, interesting bomb mix up there. We haven't really seen that come from Qwins yet, but he clearly has this in his arsenal. That Nair might just do it. But it doesn't. Qwins still trying pretty tricky here to close it. A soft Nair won't work though. The higher his percentage gets, the scarier this whole thing gets. And that's going to close it. A really fantastic set between these two players. If there's a chance we get a run back, that's going to be one of the sets you can't miss at this tournament. This was definitely the strongest set of the tournament so far. Give me a second, get some water. We're going to get ready for another great set of the day. I have Tyler up next, don't I?